Yeah, man, I remember when this shit came out, boy. I was excited as fuck to hear this shit. Keep hearing about it, you know what I mean, from this chick. And my little brother, he was like, yo, you heard that new Wayne mixtape? Like, what Wayne mixtape? I ain't never know about no nigga dropping no mixtape. And so he don't know. He was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's in her car. If you want, I'll go snatch that motherfucker out of there. So I'm like, all right, go ahead. So the nigga ended up, you know what I mean, he couldn't get it. So the bitch ended up bringing it to me. And, we in the room, shit like that. She like, oh, I didn't know you like Wayne like that. And she looked, she like, damn, you got hella magazines and shit. It's like, yeah, Wayne on some shit right now, you feel me? So it is what it is. But she was like, yeah, here. So she gave me the CD and shit, I haven't really heard no music from it. I heard probably like a couple songs from it. You know what I mean? Just solo songs and shit. So I basically, you know, heard it. So I'm like, all right, this nigga Wayne probably about to be on some shit. And I listened to it. I'm like, it's cool. First time, the first song I really wasn't fucking with. One night only, like that was my shit at one point. That sample was crazy. And then talk about it was cool. Need some quiet time was like my shit. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, this nigga is like crazy. Like the music he making is something different at that time. When you remember when this shit dropped, because everybody remember when this shit dropped. And I was like, wow, this nigga is crazy. He just was on a run with music. You know what I mean? And I thought that song was cool, but Trouble is my shit though. You know what I mean? Like this the story he told, production, that sample, that shit was crazy. Like that was like one of my favorite songs at the time. I'm like, all right, that was a good one. Ask Some Hoes, Time to Give Me Mine, that was shit, that was dope. I was like, wow. Ask Some Hoes, if you even remember, to take it even further back, if you was with, Wayne as a fan, follow him when he was on a tour bus with him, Currency, when he performed this song on a fucking bus. Ask Some Hoes. So that's how, I'm telling you, I'm a Wayne fan, you know what I mean? I was always on like the Little Young Money shit that he was doing at the time. Currency even got a song that came out that he was rapping on the bus, but after their departure, I forget the name of the shit though. But Currency was like on some other shit too. Brand New was cool. When They Come For Me was another good one. Ryder was straight, but I took Ryder the Tupac beat flip. That was cool. And I was like, this one, number 11. I took her. That shit was crazy. And they had so many motherfucking quotables. Like, that shit was so ill listening to that shit. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? So you listen to it, it's like his flow and his cadence back then wasn't nobody fuck with him. His fucking punchlines, his one-liners, his metaphors, how he just took over the record. And now I'm needing hits and call me written full. Just call me Money Mitch, ballin' like Tony. You know what I'm saying? That shit was just crazy. That was my shit. Money, cars, and clothes. I thought that was alright. I like it. I thought that was cool. Do what we do. That was, quotables. Got a girlfriend. Burning City with Twister. I almost said Future. I fucked up. I'm a little high. But yeah, Burning City was the shit. That shit was crazy. Twister was cool, but like Wayne on this motherfucker was a problem. I was like, God damn. Comfortable. I was thinking that was the first time I heard that shit. And I didn't even think that motherfucker was even gonna make the Carter 3. So when it found out that it was actually on the Carter 3, I was like, oh shit, he actually used it. Cause I'm like, how the fuck this nigga hook up with Babyface? I mean, is that a sample? Or is it really his voice? You know what I'm saying? That was the whole thing. Listening to it back then, you find out later you buy the album and shit, but I just thought that was like, what the fuck is him and Babyface gonna do? And then that's the first time you actually see Wayne like progress from making the songs like that he used to make towards the ladies. I'm like, okay, that's on some mainstream shit. That shit should be on the radio. That's on a mixtape. That's the thing about Wayne mixtapes that could surprise you with certain songs, or at least me listening. But I was like, yeah, that nigga go with that one. Breaking My Heart with Little Brother, classic. His flow on that song, period. He came over and took over the song. You know what I'm saying? Because you know back then with mixtapes, it'll be like Wayne featuring so and so, but it's really the other artist's song. But it's just his verse. He just came and took over. Like that verse was crazy. Sample. Little Brother did that thing too. He got so many quotables in that verse. That's crazy. And then like, you see people that quote music now, and it's like, man, Wayne got so many fucking quotables. Like, yeah, Drake got some, and so ever the guy was some, but Wayne got many, many quotes. I mean, when he made the magazine cover for having 77 songs in a year, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But Operate on Me was cool with Wyclef. You know, Big Dog Status. The Scarface record was cool, and then the bonus track was Pussy Money Weed. You know, we all remember that. That is the joint you roll up to. You just sit back, you just chill, you vibe out to it. You know, it is what it is. That song was like one of my favorites as well. That one and the one with Short Dog. Up in the studio, me and my drink. Like, just the way he put so much emotion in that song. You know what I mean? So, this mixtape was dope. Whether it was official, non-official, it didn't matter. Just when it dropped, anything Wayne had, it just was crazy. You know what I mean? And this is not a mixtape review. This is just an experience of when I first heard this shit. That was dope back then. You know what I mean? Wayne got a couple joints. Rather people want to admit that they dope, even if they not official mixtapes. Just the way the Empire nigga or the I forgot the other nigga that used to get a lot of Wayne shit and leak it. The way they put it together, you would think that it was an actual official body of work. And this was one of them. It's like, damn, because you went from the drought 2, drought 3, and then, it started to drought is over shit. And like, whoa, what is this? You know what I'm saying? But it's just sessions that when he go in the studio, you could tell he never stopped working no matter what album it was, from Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3, you know what I mean? Carter 4. So it just shows that if he really wanted to put out like a lot of these songs that he did in sessions and still put out, he could have, he could have. Rebirth, even though people hated that album. I'm Not a Human Being 1 and 2. Even the shit for when he do mixtapes. I don't think it's just a selective way he go in there and do music like, give me 20 beats. You know what I'm saying? It could just be a lot of songs he could be feeling and just go over them. You know what I mean? Even the no ceiling shit. So it's just certain experiences when you first hear it that make the project more, to me, greater than if you hear it like now. You know what I mean? Like if I wasn't a Wayne fan and I went back and just heard this now, I'd probably be like, because you hear how he is now. But to experience the product when you first hear it, then other people just discovering it later, and then they look at it like, well, why do you like it? It's alright, but you defending it like, no, that shit was dope. Certain music you gotta hear in that period of time, in that era when it came out, or else you're not gonna understand it. I mean, yeah, later you can piggyback and say, oh, I get, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, you're right, but you didn't experience then. You have no idea what it really was. You see what I mean? So it's not to say that Wayne can't, put out music if he really wanted to try and put it out. It ain't that. It's just that he never was one to go back and try to recreate something. So that's the part I don't really understand. When you have classic shit, you leave it alone. The No Ceilings 2 shit, I just feel like he shouldn't fuck with that. No Ceilings should be that one staple in any artist, catalog for his mixtapes. That one thing you just don't touch. You understand. Like that shit was a moment. Leave it there, because you can't recreate that and you're not going to be able to top that. That's what I'm saying about No Ceilings. Unless he can come out with this project and surprise me and really make me say, wow, it'll make me feel comfortable with everything I said defending him, where it's just like you can tell he holding back. Why he holding back? Like you can kill these niggas if you really wanted to, no matter what area of, we in far as music. You know what I mean? But it's just like with this mixtape, if he come out and says this dope, right? But it's not better than the first one, it make you think, well, why you put out all the other shit? Sorry for the Wait shit and, Free Weezy album. Why is this mixtape doper than that? At one point, Wayne was an artist to where you could put out a mixtape and he could have an album. He got a number one album in the country, mixtape crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't be saying like, damn, this mixtape, No Ceilings 2, is doper than everything else he just put out. You know what I mean? That to me that don't make sense. So that's the whole reason why I feel like he shouldn't do it. But if he can get back to shit like this and how No Ceilings was, it just came out of nowhere. It was for the fans and it wasn't as promoted. You just found out by it the way it just, yo, you heard the new Wayne mixtape? That's how I seen it happen when it dropped. Like it just wasn't just some shit that we all knew was coming. We heard it. It was like, yo, you heard Wayne new mixtape? Like the build up for it. Because even when it got to me, like, what the fuck is No Ceilings? Me fucking around and discovering it, and was like, wow, that's the feeling that Wayne used to give you with music. So if it don't give me the same fucking emotion for when it dropped as a fan of since day one, why would I be impressed?